call my name and beckon, come, just like a moth to a flame. Child of spring, the scriptures bring you everything. Don't break the link in the chain.
So with these holes punched in, which the video will let the flame out, so you have the top marked. In order to push it past these holes, we're really going to need to let the air out. And I'm going to start pushing. If there's resistance, since I'm pushing with my pin, should be able to make the holes. And if it goes without resistance, well then I get the thing seated. So either way, it works out for me. See if I can get it to where I can show you what I'm doing. I'm putting the pin on a mark as I'm pushing to seat the thing. If there's resistance, the pin will penetrate. If there's no resistance, then it goes in. Now, right now, it's going in fairly well, but I've modified it so that it should. In a little bit, I expected a whole lot of resistance, but I didn't get it. So my modification worked there. I may want to put some JB weld in. I have a small hole in the middle, and that'll be my fill hole. So I need that larger. And I'll take my shears, put it in that small hole, with just applying slow, light, steady pressure. I'm going to try and ream that hole larger and turn it into a fill hole. Yeah. Not the hole I wanted. Let's see if I can make it. Alright. Now I have a good fill hole. Well, there's some wind, but I do want to try this. So I'll figure out what I want to do, but you know, so as it is, I still have, you know, my Vienna sausages to eat. I'm trying a 2 Vienna sausage can stove. I see that with my paper punch I can only make holes this far down. And I've got 1, 2, 3. So I've got all this. If I had made the lid or the insert a little taller, would I have my burners up closer to these vent holes? That may be important later. And at the same time, will give me a larger fuel capacity. Still, curious to know just how well this works. So I have it set here in my little mess kit. It's a test burn, so I'm going to put a whole lot of alcohol in, a little bit. Now, essentially, this design is what's called a penny stove. It's called that because you put a penny over the fill hole. So I'm going to do that. And then use my lighter. The problem is that while this is burning, it's burning. I can hear it, but I can't see it. And it's possible that I should have put a little around the base to prime. I hear it burning, but I can't see anything. Let's see. Speaking of thermal printer paper, I put it over it. You can see that there is thermal heat affecting. What we need is this to come to bloom, which means that it'll build enough pressure to send flame up through the holes. Right now, the heat is coming up really nicely. And I just saw some flame curl, so I think we're getting what we wanted. The reason I chose this can design was for rigidity and strength. And there's a standard of 2 cups of water. But anything I do, and see now there's enough heat, it's actually burning the plastic lining away from it. So I'm going to put 2, this is a 16.9 ounce bottle of water. Right? So, get my water. And now this heat. So it has its own pot stand. So I'm gonna let that sit a minute. Do its thing. I'll clean up some of my mess. We'll check on it. This may have gone out. May have actually consumed all of its alcohol since I didn't put much in. So we may have to do that again with trying to get a full ounce. Okay, now back to that penny, and I'm going to put just a shade on the outside. Try this later tonight in different lighting to where we can see the flames. This design has its own built-in potstand, built-in windscreen. Wish I could see the flame. I know it's burning. Look at that. Rapidly coming up to boil. Almost. Well, this is doing its thing. I'm going to take a moment and show you something else I found. This is a Walmart purchase. It's a grease can for putting on top of your stove. They run about $8. You know, and I forget just how many cups this is, but it's like, you know, probably half a gallon, 2 quarts that way. So here's a cooking pot that I can take and use. It's a large enough capacity. I have a slow boil, not quite a rolling boil. I didn't measure my alcohol. Next time I do a test with this, I will. If I do a timing for a burn, I'll use my whistling tea kettle. But I want to try it with this pot and cooking an actual soup in it. So that's on my agenda for later. I'm pleased with its performance because I just put it together. We just, you know, first burn. You hear that sound? We have super heavy winds right now. You hear that the winds are blowing and it's really impacting the flame, but it is not putting it out. Something on the side just to block some of the wind for the moment, but look at that. That is a full rolling boil. Pretty nice for a little toy, little concept stove. I may go get water and put in here and try cooking. I may not. We have proven that our stove works and works well.